damage to make this Beastmaster's life a little more difficult than last. Broodmother is still in as well. I believe that is something that Immortals play.
10 seconds.
And Leviathan don't really have a huge answer to that. Will really put the pressure to their lanes. Of course, there's a counter pick on the Leviathan side as well, so it's not going to be completely safe, but you have a lot of options here as the Immortal squad. It's just going to be the boring old Beastmaster. Can't say I blame them. And again, it's a really good hero at hunting down Nature's Prophet. A point click, BKB piercing disable up against Bloodseeker is absolutely premium. Yeah, it's a solid pick, but it's a little bit boring. Now, what do Leviathan want? For their mid lane / safe lane, more than likely mid.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Storm Spirit is slightly abusable. If they go for a DK, they can really hit that timing hard that I mentioned earlier. May have, I mean, there's a lot of just right click on Immortals as their primary damage output, so having the armor on the DK is not bad. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Because again, you're looking to make this 2-item timing hit really hard. You got to get a hero that can either make use of the space that they get from that timing or add it onto the timing. Like a Pugna, we'll have a little bit of a difficult time, but that type of hero, a Pugna, Morphling, okay, goes in that second category. Not really a hero that's going to be participating directly. He's just going to be getting that space, farming, while your teammates are fighting it up. ESJ is going to take control of the Morphling. Immortals, they do have quite a few stuns. So this Morphling is going to be, yes, very powerful if he gets off to a decent start, but it's also not something that they are completely unable to handle. Not going all in either, Leviathan, so now trying to angle a little bit more towards the late game, get that split push going, and the Morphling isn't really your traditional split pusher any longer, because he just doesn't have that same ultimate ability. The way he contributes to a split push is just by being an assassin. Like, if he runs into you, boom, you're dead. And then that lets you push, so that it's not quite split push, but it's it kind of contributes in a similar style to what split pushers typically want to do. We'll see if this Morphling can get off the ground. There is some fear here that if you're Leviathan, you just get run over early on. Beastmaster we saw really powerful if he's able to get a clean lane. Monkey King, Wind Ranger we saw in the last game just dumpster the opposition. And Leviathan, their early game, it's a little bit flimsy. There are situations where this early game for Leviathan can do really well. Rotations from Nature's Prophet, actually loaded out with a Blightstone. I almost said Orb of Corruption because I always freaking say that. That's what it's called in Warcraft, and it's still in my head after all these freaking years. But you know, get a little bit of early damage going, get this Bloodseeker speedy, get him a couple kills. It's definitely a possibility. Monkey King run, blows the smoke and is gonna scuttle away. It's a crab, right? Yeah, it's a horse shoe crab. That's genius. Other than that, like Leviathan, they don't really have the most in the way of nukes. They don't really have any nukes, actually, so it's all about right clicks, it's all about efficient damage trades for them. Whereas for Immortals, well, they have a little bit more than that. I mean, they still have these efficient damage trades, but they actually have a couple of nukes to back it up. And like some really aggressive acceleration in those damage trades thanks to Jingu Mastery. Also noting perhaps a little bit of a swap up here. The Storm Spirit going to go towards the top lane. Matchup going to be up against the Nature's Prophet, which is not going to be like super fun for the Storm Spirit or anything. He typically just has not much fun against a good amount of heroes. But this is going to let the Monkey King go towards the mid lane. And no matter who's going on into that mid lane up against MP, MP should have a pretty nice time. I think it's actually going to be BSJ. BSJ is going bottom. Jenkins is... What is happening? Where is everyone going? You know, maybe we should just see where they land before actually saying anything about it. I expect it to be this Bloodseeker, but it looks like he doesn't quite want to go. No, they're swapping. It's a mid lane Nature's Prophet up against MP. This is actually not bad for Immortals either. I mean, MP is still going to be functional in this lane. It's not the end of the world. Never mind, it's Roya coming in. Okay, I don't know what's happening anymore. We'll just wait. We'll just wait for those lanes to settle down. We'll look at this lane first. This is a much more difficult lane for this Velo Febi combo to abuse than the last game. That being said, BSJ Morphling, though he does have a lot of armor, is still not really the best hero at trading hits, simply because he has no health. Lokarn has already picked up the Voodoo Restoration, and Velo's starting to chew through his mana pool awfully quickly, but Febby just getting these free right-click harassment shots off, with of course the wind run for safety, is really forcing this Radiant dual lane to kind of be on the defensive. They shouldn't be able to keep BSJ locked out of this lane entirely, like the Spectre that we saw in not game 1, the last game. But still, look how much damage Febby is doing just by himself. Just being a person with a bow and arrow. Like, that's all Wind Ranger is right now. She's just a chick with a bow and arrow, and that's all you need. Are we gonna settle these lanes yet? Roya is now over in mid, alongside that Bloodseeker, and it will be the Nature's Prophet versus that MP matchup. The Monkey King really wants to be up against the Bloodseeker. That's like the bare minimum requirements that Leviathan want. Because otherwise, Jingu Mastery is pretty bad. Roya, though, is kind of dumpstering Sammy Boy. Again, you got to get a little bit close, and you need those heals if you're going to sustain the lane as Bloodseeker, which means you take that extra damage. You get too close, you get hit with that Remnant, and that hurts a lot when you're getting boosted from that Blood Rage. Whatever it's called. Damage amped by the Blood Rage? We call it that. Kind of similar start to last game for Immortals, though. I mean, the fact that they have an identical offlane would contribute to the similar start, kind of. We can already see they are starting to pull ahead just slightly in CS. Again, the lockdown of these lanes isn't quite as significant as in last game, and now Sammy Boy not going to chase down Roya. I think he probably could have gotten him. He's really quick compared to the Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit just was like 2 shots away from death with no stick charges. I think he could have done it, and over in the bottom lane instead, Jenkins trying to teleport away. The damage just enough as they land the big old Jingu Bong. That'll kill off Jenkins. Over in the bottom lane, dude, these axes, look at that damage! Look at it go, and now BSJ is going to wait for him through onto Febby. Lokarn is going to have to deal with Velo. One more set of axes will make an even trade. Yushim coming in along with Jenkins, though, should put Velo in a body bag on top of it. And it looks like that'll be a favorable exchange for Leviathan. They do rotate in. Oh, that power shot didn't connect. Is 180 damage. That wouldn't have been enough anyway, even if it did. Oh, Roy actually ends up killing Sammy Boy? What the hell happened? I look away for 1 second. Sammy Boy must have taken tower shots. That had to have happened. Because he must have been so quick because of everyone battling on this bottom lane. He tried to go for the Storm Spear at the same time. That surely is what happened, right? I don't know. Either way, it's still going to be Leviathan taking slightly the short end of the stick. I mean, I guess a little more than slightly. The bottom lane loss of mid lane loss of Sammy Boy. God damn it! I look away from Jenkins for 1 second. He dies. Mid lane loss of Sammy Boy certainly is going to be costed there, specifically because Roya got that kill by himself. Is struggling to CS a little bit here. Oh, Blood Right. Gonna land. Not terribly huge deal though. Febby gonna run out of the Wind Run. Now the waveform from BSJ. Couple more right clicks, stick charges. Wind Ranger's gonna go down. Just enough. All calculated here from Leviathan, taking off that Wind Ranger. And this is gonna be a much different Wind Ranger game than we saw from the last game of Immortals. Everybody's got to be a little bit careful here, although Storm Spirit has no mana. Stick charges will not get him enough either, but Sammy Boy's taking an absolute beating here. Yeah, he's got to be super careful. He's trying to bait in Roya. Another Blood Right will be off the mark, but he's getting a little bit of regen here. Roya's going to chug down a bottle, so there's his regen. And just like that, everyone's at full HP. Again, as the Storm Spirit, you have to be a little bit more careful, because you never know when Jenkins is going to be coming in. Or a Tusk. And you probably won't have a similar rotation from your own allies. You're on an island. The Storm Spirit is probably going to be rewarded by playing a little more defensively, but that's also why we see kind of like a 20 CS advantage for Sammy Boy here. 10 in the denies and CS. Plus the fact that whenever he drops that circle, like, you kind of have to back up as the Storm Spirit. Otherwise, you put yourself at a lot of risk. Dude, I'm loving this 4-position Wind Ranger, or this, let's just call it a support Wind Ranger. So cost effective at harassment. especially when you have a Beastmaster adding that physical damage. Again, this lane is a lot more durable to that. BSJ sitting at 13 armor. Not much health, granted, but still 13 armor up against all that physical right-click does go a long way. Right now, holding steady. Roya is going to get immediately ruptured. TP's out. Should be fine. Easy. The biggest counter to that Bloodseeker, this little piece of paper. Been that way forever, actually. I think Bloodseeker was not significantly changed. I mean, Thirst was reworked, Bloodright was reworked, but Rupture has mostly been the same. You move, you take damage. That's just what Bloodseeker do. Teleport out and you're fine every time. You can tell that they were waiting for that. Like, as soon as he hits level 6, immediately pops that Rupture. Jenkins TP's in before the Rupture is even cast. They were prepped and ready. But, you know, so was Roya. But no harm, no foul. Rupture being down isn't really a huge deal because it's up again. Not much mana is required for Bloodseeker's other abilities, so he's usually got more than enough to cast Ruptures. Hey, look, it's up again. Would you look at that? Taking a little bit of damage here from Roy. He's actually going to go pretty deep in. Boy, Remnant, lots of damage. Bloodright will miss. Now here comes the Purifying Flames of Dubu. Kills off Sammy Boy, and BSJ actually falls in the bottom lane as well. Oh my god, I'm looking at the wrong lanes. Everyone dies in all of the lanes. You gotta be shitting me. What the hell? Alright, you know, missing one of those three, that's on me. Missing two of them? I mean, come on, man. Velo, he's sticking out for a little bit too long. Does have some wild axes. Waveform from BSJ. Velo, that -2 armor may end up costing him, though he does have the wand charges. He does have a Quelling Blade. Power Shot as well, gonna release him from that. It's a little bit of extra armor. There is vision here, but there's no way they can reach this. BSJ is gonna waveform forward. That's ambitious to say the least. And the Beastmaster will slip out of there. So MP just solo killed Jenkins because the Oracle rotated in towards mid. Helped kill off that Bloodseeker. And just like that, Immortals spill blood all around the map. Getting this Storm Spirit off to perhaps not a perfect start. Certainly a start that Roya can be satisfied with. And a start that Leviathan probably would rather want to avoid with this type of draft. You don't want to give the Storm Spirit an inch, because he will absolutely destroy you. Speaking of being absolutely destroyed, Morphling has 300 health total. There's a Wind Ranger coming in. There's a Roar. If BSJ gets roared, he might just be dead here. There's the Roar. Strength Morph is needed. Shackle's gonna fail. Power Shot, he's gonna stick up, and he'll be just fine. I mean, not just fine. He's like crapping his pants right now. That was a little bit too close for comfort. The Shackle was just a little bit too far away from this tree here. If the Shackle lands, he for sure goes down there. Bebby tried to get in there with the angle. Just wasn't going to happen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's a Roar used. BSJ is going to continue farming this bottom lane. Shackle, Power Shot, Axes. Gonna have this time to strength more. They need that Roar just for a little bit extra nuke damage. That Beastmaster a little bit of trouble. Waveform in from BSJ. The Treants from Jenkins are in front. They'll take down Velo. Good rotation from Jenkins. Wrath of Nature also. Not something you could underestimate. It's very easy to forget about it. Like up against a Nature's Prophet, you're like, okay, you gotta worry about the teleportations. But Wrath of Nature, just throws it out, man. Like that Zeus we saw in the last game, except you're a little more conscious of it against the Zeus over Nature's Prophet. That's just usually how people see the game. Or that's how I see the game. I don't know if it's for other people. I'm like, oh shit, we got Zeus on the other side. A little bit more Monka-esque than, oh shit, there's a Nature's Prophet on the other side. Better watch out for the Wrath of Nature, because Wrath of Nature is just a little bit more, it's less dependable. You can just not get hit by it, or get hit by it a little bit, and Sammy Boy jumped in on. Here's the Roar. Electric Vortex as well. Picked up on Royal level 8. Unconventional to see, but you know what? Can never say no to a little bit of extra disable, especially if it's going to get you a kill on a Bloodseeker. So, perhaps an overkill rotation from the Immortal side does still end up killing off a Bloodseeker, and you know, look at that. They're going to get themselves some runes. Oh yeah. Get that money. Looking at ESJ at all. Dubu and Roya are on the hunt right now. They'll run into Jenkins perhaps. Nature's Prophet he's pretty bulky here, but there's a double damage on the Storm Spirit. Jenkins, Electric Vortex as a TP. He ain't going nowhere. No double damage, and maybe he gets out of that. But over in mid lane, oh my god, they kill off MP. Ruptured and Death Warded. Lokarn healed up a little by Purifying Flames. Roya has quite a bit of extra mana here. Lokarn is gonna go down. Yes, just barely. The 2 for 2, but for Immortals, they lose the Monkey King top and the Beastmaster mid. Wait, hold up. No, Lokarn just soloed Velo. That actually just happened. It was top lane where the Bloodseeker went in on the Monkey King, and even with the armor from his ultimate, just not enough. Dubu v Jenkins. Yeah, Dubu. Oh, pushed out. And now, of course, the passageway is walled off, so not gonna happen. Lots of heroes here for Leviathan. Getting BSJ some free farm time. Lincoln Sphere is gonna get him some pretty consistent value. Getting that extra regen for the Perseverance, getting some extra stats from Power Treads afterwards. Don't mind that one bit from BSJ. Needs people to keep farming. They also have to make sure to keep this pressure onto MP. He hasn't gone for any items just yet. They're gonna jump in first. Tim almost. Not quite almost. Still a range drop, giving him some serious value. You don't really use Boundless Strike for the stun duration. It's not very impressive. Over in top side in the meantime, Beastmaster is going to run out of magic, and as soon as that circle goes down, he's going to get hit with the False Promise. Velo maybe gets some restoration here with the urn on him. That's actually a negative urn. Oh, it looks like there was a Purifying Flame, just enough. Velo is able to escape from that situation. Good defensive help from Dubu. Roya charging forward, not able to find anyone though. I only saw one Purifying Flames being cast there. It looks like it took quite a few hits, but I guess not. Oh, I think Roya sees what's going on here, but I don't know if he can do this by himself. If he sets up a couple remnants and Sammy Boy walks into it, there's a chance. MP in the meantime taking down towers. That's going to be his Demon Edge. Yeah, using shards up against the Storm Spirit, that's not going to work, dude. Jenkins at the same time takes down his top lane tower. Lightstone up into Orchid. Really powerful item up against the Storm Spirit. Especially since Storm isn't going for BKB, Yules, on disc or anything like that. I expect him to get at least one of those items in this game. Absolutely need that up against a point-click Silence of the Nature's Prophet. If Nature's Prophet wasn't getting Orchid, then you could probably get away with it, but he obviously is. Oh no, Velo and Dubu are in a really precarious position, but then again, Roya and Febby are both here to give him a little bit of aid from the low ground. Velo now bleeding out. Bloodright does go down. He gets the roar out, and he'll take a pretty big hit. He will go down. Sammy Boy now so quick. Gonna chase down Dubu, get the kill there as well. And that'll be 3 kills, actually, as the Wind Ranger. Yeah, Wind Ranger off to the side. An awkward spot. Immortals still pushing with MP. Does he have the Demon Edge? Yeah, he's got the Demon Edge. Thought he may have swapped up a little bit his item build, but he didn't. Really trying to scrape together these fights. It was also kind of impressive that BSJ is able to get involved in all these fights. Usually Morphling just doesn't want to be doing that. Oh, Lokarn. What was that shackle range? Man, why couldn't Febby land that shackle over here, right? That range of a shackle, that would have been pretty sweet. He's probably dead anyway, Lokarn, but still. MP is hunting, by the way. He has Sammy Boys in his sight. Oh, does he see him? Did he see him? Oh, he didn't see him. He's still bouncing around, though. There's not much to be gained. Probably just spring onto the creep wave and finish it off. Nusham. There's a Monkey King coming. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Monkey King's going the other way. Okay, well, Nusham has a chance now. Snowballs back to the creep wave. Shackle, and yeah, he's pretty dead. I said he had a chance. I didn't say it was a really big chance, okay?
You wanted to fight no war, Tusk? I give you war.
Dude, Monkey King, that was a pretty brutal voice line. Holy crap. Still ahead of BSJ. But Battle Fury should keep the Monkey King ahead of this Morphling, who really doesn't farm quite as fast. Storm Spirit needs that Orchid, though. Really, the power curve of Storm hits a really big power peak once he hits level 6, where he gets really powerful, or at least compared to where he was, and then kind of is slower until he's able to get that first 1-2 items up. Get an Orchid, get a Bloodstone, I think Kaya's kind of falling out of favor, but you know, those type of items. I don't see anyone getting Kaya anymore. When was the last time? Like, that's not really part of anyone's build nowadays. It's crazy. That's a cool item, but just it needs a little bit of love, perhaps. Maybe it's just the heroes that would like Kaya aren't in favor. Say in a game with Storm Spirit MP. Shard, snowball in, and he's ruptured. He's gonna get some help. No, the Cyclone on the Oracle from Sammy Boy prevents him from casting the False Promise, killing off MP. Great play from Sammy Boy. Man, Yule Scepter Bloodseeker, the real deal. I mean, you set up for the blood right, it's one thing, but preventing an Oracle from casting, that's quite another. That's some value right there. Leviathan starting to bring this game back to even here. Velo gonna go for the same exact build in last game as he did in the last game we saw him. Seems like Immortals kind of uncharacteristically forced the defensive. To their credit, they tried to be very offensive. The fight that we saw earlier near that ancient camp, but this is what they get for it. They get on the back foot. Roya's gonna hit the False Promise, and Purifying Flames will get him up to probably full HP as the Shackle lands onto 2. Power shotting through as well. BSJ. That's actually Sammy Boy, never mind. Here's this huge defend from Roya. Rupture is going to be deployed, but you can Ball Lightning through it. Ball Lightning makes you invulnerable, so you take no damage from Rupture. And that is going to be Roya to not only survive that gank attempt thanks to Dubu, will turn things around for 2 kills. BSJ also in a little bit of a precarious position here. Shackle. Oh, that's going to land. It's going to be layered, though, a lot with the Roar. Strength Morph already active. Now the TP out from the Morphling. They have no more stuns, though they do. The stick for the Monkey King comes in. BSJ is caught in a corner, and he will go down. That was just on the edge of that Monkey King bar. Could not really get much closer than that. Maybe 3 kills total for Immortals. MP with this Battle Fury. Gonna be a constant cancer on this bottom lane. This time, there's a haste rune on the Storm Spirit, so why use Ball Lightning when you could just run away just as fast? Although he's kind of banged up. You gotta watch out for a little bit, because whoa, Jenkins gonna snipe him with the Wrath of Nature. And now Velo, he's gonna land right into a, not Blood Right, but he's got some backup here. MP is just gonna crush Sammy Boy. Velo stands his ground, although backup is gonna be coming in. It's a little bit too slow. That's the combo, man. Get that thirst going, get that Wrath of Nature going. Not much you can do about that. And, oh, Oracle. Is he dead? Yeah, he's just dead. He didn't have False Promise anyway. Jenkins, oh, he's in a little trouble as well. Monkey King in the trees. He trying to combat a monkey in trees, man? Come on. Man, this is starting to become a little bit of a bloodbath, honestly. The Monkey King is starting to get pretty out of control, but then again, so is Jenkins. Does go down there, but the Orchid and the Shadow Blade, looks like he's gonna deviate away from that. Would like to see the Shadow Blade with the Orchid. But he's still picking up the pace of the game really quickly. Compared to the Storm Spirit, who he does get himself a handful of kills, just simply is not farming as many creeps. Or the creeps that he is farming are these kind of lower value jungle creeps. Roya certainly needs a little bit of assistance here in getting these items, because not having an Orchid by 20 minutes of Storm Spirit, that's not where you want to be. That feels bad, man, times. Maybe he's got an opportunity to do something on bottom. The Sentry Ward just being placed. Sammy Boy is with the Yule Scepter. They land a Roar on Sammy Boy. He's pretty screwed, but he's going to see this one coming from a mile away. Sentries, and any useful obs here for the Radiant, though there will be one maybe dewarded. Oh, it's just on the edge. Gotta get those bounty runes. Money time. Orchid finally up on the Storm Spirit. Solo kill power, perhaps not quite where he wants to be, but at least he does have this item that enables him to have a chance at it. Go Boar, kill that Sentry Ward. Roya, comes the Sigil. They will see a Remnant, which is going to tip them off that there is someone here. Roya's going to be the first one to jump in, though. With the Roar there, he silences the Tusk, so there's no snowball. Smart plays from the Storm Spirit. Again, pretty much the exact same play that we saw versus that Oracle before. They snipe Sammy Boy in this bottom lane. Get rid of the defensive power, kill off the threat. And they are gonna see pretty much everyone else come in. Dire have the obs, although Duke won't be able to respond to that one. Now Snowball lands with the North Punch onto Roya. Just gets absolutely annihilated. Shackle's gonna land onto 2, but there's not enough power here. They need the Monkey King here, like right now. He is here, but it's a little bit too late, although they're chasing. MP in a prime spot to unleash his ultimate. He's gonna do just that as he drops down onto Lokarn, shackled to a tree. This Witch Doctor is so dead. Now they're gonna maybe chase for a little bit more. MP gonna jump up, sees Nusham, drops down, stuns him out of TP, gets the secondary kill. Nope, well, we'll eventually get the secondary kill. Where's he going? Towards Velo? That power shot not hit? That looked like it should have hit. Chase a little bit too far and Immortals turn things around.
Dire's middle tower.
Roya, I mean, yeah, he may have that Orchid, but you need the Orchids so that you can get your next item. And then the next item. Just having an Orchid, that's not gonna cut it. Velo is gonna find Jenkins. There is a Morphling right around the corner, but Velo can do a lot of damage here. Sammy Boy is here as well, but Velo's already gotten the kill. He's ruptured. He's hit with the Blood Right. He should be going down here. Is that Febby 4-staff? No, is that was what? Oh, that was just a really, really heavy push from a strength Morphling. Did not expect Morphling to be that heavily morphed into strength.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Either way, they trade kills. It's super worth it for the Beastmaster to do that. Like, he just gets more money from making that trade. With that Nature's Prophet pressured. Get Roya a little bit extra farm time. Of course, Monkey King is just doing Monkey King things, even staying ahead of the Nature's Prophet. The Nature's Prophet is definitely going for a little bit more of an assassination build, so farming is not really his forte. Farming creeps, not his forte. Febby and Jenkins just running around each other, and now Febby's like, oh shit, this is not a good place to be. He has a 4-staff. He will escape the Sprout from that, but the Orchid should just take him down, and it will.
New life will make it.
It happens, Windranger. It happens. Oh, that's not good. Jenkins, he's gonna show himself on bottom lane? No, not yet. Nothing actually sees him. If he walks past this line... Okay, he's not gonna walk past this line. He's gonna Shadow Blade in. Roya doesn't have any true sight here.
Radiant's middle
That was so close. If Roya just waited for 1 second, literally 1 second, he could have gotten the jump in on Nature's Prophet. Probably not the kill because he didn't have dust, but small things make a big difference. Got a smoke up now. Sammy Boy leading the charge. Bloodseeker, though, is fairly fragile. Really powerful if he finds one target, but if he finds 3, that's not really what he wants. Beastmaster is going to trip an obs, and TP's coming in from Jenkins. Hawk is not going to really show him as he's going to start TP. The snowball's there to cancel, and this Beastmaster is super dead.
We don't.
Velo down again. Really, really heavy split push, kind of stally style from the Immortal squad. I have picked up on the Storm. Easily the best hero to pick up Kaya on.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And once he gets the Kaya with that Orchid, pretty good shot at having a significant impact in these fights outside of just zipping in to clean up kills. I would also recommend having some dust in the Storm Spirit. Kind of surprised he doesn't have that going for him. This is starting to get to a really scary point though, where a lot of heroes, he almost dropped MP there. Roy's gonna jump right in, snowball the Tusk right back in. Orchid onto the Monkey King, but he can split it off if he wanted to. Dude, he almost knocked down the tree that Monkey King was on, and that would have been really bad. Wait, we're getting to a really scary point in this game where there are just assassins everywhere. And if you are not one of those assassins, you really have to watch your positioning, because you could just get insta-killed. Morphling will soon be there. He's not there just yet, but once he gets this Ethereal Blade, then yeah, he'll just kill anyone. The Bloodseeker is not quite there, but if he's joined with Jenkins, then you could certainly make that happen. Assassination, as far as Roya is concerned, as far as MP is concerned, it's up, man. So everyone's got to be careful, especially when they take that extra cover of smoke. Have a couple targets painted on the bottom lane. Jenkins is who they want. Shadow Blades up, and okay, they'll settle for the tusk. The Sprout is there, but they'll cut right through it. Boom. There goes Nusham. We maybe get some dust on some of these heroes. And sentries are good, but I heard dust is a pretty good item as well. Once you land the dust on the Nature's Prophet, not much you can do about that. Roya, you know, challenge BSJ here. The Lincoln Sphere on the Morphling with Ghost Scepter. Oh, they're gonna pull him out of his TP? No, not quite. Okay, so what happened there was the Storm Spirit used Orchid to cancel the Lincolns, but the Wind Ranger thought she was gonna cancel the Lincolns with Force Staff. So they end up wasting the Force Staff, which means that there is no pullback from Electric Vortex because he got pushed out. And that's just unfortunate, man. I think they both made the right play for their hero, but just together it wasn't the right play. You gotta have them reads, man. You gotta be able to communicate without using the words.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Monkey King also died while I was watching that. Gee, Mike, that's some great camera control. Wowee. I know, guys. That's why I get paid the big bucks to be here, so I can sit here and not watch kills. Watch people mess up kills. That's why I'm here. That's the only reason. Maybe they'll get another chance on BSJ. Vision is not here for the dire, but they will lose their smoke, and BSJ will immediately see it and leave. The initiation range is not quite high enough as Wrath of Nature bounced through on Dubu, and the Sprout catches too, but Force Staff will break the trees and get them out to safety. More heroes coming in for Leviathan. There is no Storm Spirit in the area. Still chasing, but I don't think they can actually find anything here. Oracle can earn himself back to full. Yeah, he's fine. Maybe he's gonna go for this mechanism build again. I thought he went for this last time just because he was so far ahead. It's definitely not favored item nowadays. Generally just not an item you're going to be super excited to get. Although with the Arcane Boots in his inventory, being able to Guardian Greaves that, I can definitely see the merits in this game. Very fun and interactive game so far. I don't really know why I'm complaining about that. I mean, there's been quite a few kills. Just everyone seems like they're getting kills, but they're just empty kills. Like, yeah, we killed your dude. Now let's go back and farm. I feel like that's been pretty much every single kill so far. All these tier 2s are alive, and except for this bottom tier 2, like, they're in pretty good shape.
Radiant's bottom tower.
No one's really getting any kills close enough to make anything happen with it. They're gonna push this wave in and kind of bait someone to defend. And then that Send Boy at least is in the area. They see the Tusk come in as well. Not really sure if they want to go in on this. There are no sentries here for the Radiant, but going for a Tusk is a really, really difficult call. Can't insta-gib him. He'll just snowball, and suddenly you're standing there looking like an idiot while he's chilling in his snowball. They're gonna go in. Febby, Wind running in. Shackle angle is there onto the Bloodseeker. Once again, the stuns are layered, however. They do isolate Nusham as he rolls down to the bottom side. All the pressure in the world, though, is going in towards that Wind Ranger. He's gonna hit with a lot of Purifying Flames. Lots of defensive power here onto Febby. So, you know, maybe a little bit of restore there for the Wind Ranger, but being followed by 5 heroes, not a chance in hell for you. They make that play knowing that there is no chance that the Storm Spirit's going to be joining. The Monkey King was elsewhere as well, so maybe they shouldn't expect everyone to be there, which is somewhat reasonable. In the meantime, we do have a BKB now on that Storm Spirit. MP Velo going to go straight towards the Roche Pit, but it's going to be spotted. Now Sammy Boy lands a Rupture onto MP. He's going to put down the Circle of Monkeys, gain that extra armor, try to gun straight for the objective. He's going to advance to dodge the blast, and he will be able to secure the Aegis for the team. Roy is able to grab it, now turn around, kill off another before he himself drops. Storm Spirit versus BSJ, but BSJ proves to be the better Storm Spirit. Now the respawn. I don't know if there's enough control here. There's an Adaptive Strike, but that's about it. BSJ tried to morph into the Storm and then Electric Vortex again. I don't know if that was first Roche, I think, actually, so there's no cheese. I mean, they do take down the Aegis, ultimately a 2-for-2 trade. Immortals probably consider themselves a little bit lucky, actually, with the result there. Things could have gotten a lot worse in that situation. Like, they lose Velo immediately. Your Monkey King is in a really precarious spot, ruptured. He does get the Wukong's command down, gets that extra armor up against Bloodseeker, is quite nice, but he's not able to stack up the Jingu. No Oracle in the area to help him out either. Feels like Immortals are really trying to min-max this game, and it's kind of hit or miss. What's that tile line? That's playing to win, baby. I think so. I think that's it. Roy does get out of there. Looking at the Storm Spirit now, he is getting pretty darn terrifying. Bloodseeker, I feel like should have another item by now. BKB is going to be his next. Level-wise, he's doing alright for himself, but it's really the Nature's Prophet. Orchid Nullifier combo that's going to be a threat. Want to get rid of that, man? You need yourself a disc. Pretty much disc or bust. Or just, you know, have a BKB and dodge the Nullifier when it's midair. That still works too. MP's gonna try to do. He was able to dodge the Ethereal Blade. I think it was the Ethereal Blade. Might have been an Adapt Strike. Similar looking projectiles in that earlier Roche fight, and that's what gave them enough gas to get the kill before he went down. But Storm Spirit does have the BKB of his own. 10 seconds? Yeah, 10 seconds still. Really has to be careful of that Nullifier though. They see it coming also. I mean, you see a Sacred Relic on a Nature's Prophet. It's probably just that one item. You get a Battle Fury on Monkey King, you're kind of okay extending the game. All this gold being gained from Roya. Jenkins got the Nullifier, so he's like full assassination mode as well. The like BKB is good up against Nature's Prophet if you see him coming towards you. You're like, oh, he's gonna use Orchid and Nullifier on me. But if he's like right next to you and he just nullifies from point blank range, man, there's nothing you do about that except for have a disc. That's the only thing you could have in response. Is Nullifier purgeable? It is, right? I mean, obviously it is. But is it purgeable by like Necro? I think you could do that. Get a Helm of the Dominator and have a little creep there. I think you could do that. We've got a halberd being built up on Velo. I'm a big lover of Heaven's Halberd. I like that ever since it came in. Just the ability to disarm someone is so ridiculously powerful. It's not up yet, obviously, but oh, big jump in onto the. Oh my God, he's got a freaking Atos. Holy crap! I mean, it is just a Witch Doctor, but he actually has an item. And looking at the Oracle, he's not too far behind Witch Doctor. He doesn't really have an item like that. Jeez. That's the thing in this game. Like, if you're a support up against a Storm, up against this Nature's Prophet, or this Morphling with a shotgun, dude, this game is just not fun for you. You have to be, like, hiding all the time. Like this. If you're not hiding, you're in danger. That's what I call fun and interactive Dota.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Even if you're not a support, like, you're... Like, looking at this Monkey King, he is very easily killable. And maybe not easily killable, but killing him is a definite possibility. Oh my God. 4 bounty runes 35 minutes in. Okay, wait. They killed the Witch Doctor. Dude, bounty runes. So much cash for everyone. Ultimately, a 3k lead 35 minutes in isn't going to mean jack. But, I mean, nothing else is happening, right? Oh, Velo. Target acquired. Oh, no, not like this again. It's the exact same gank, except instead of over here, it's over here. Next time, Lokarn, 50 seconds, you're dead right here. You know it. Calling it right now. Shackle into the BSJ through the Lincoln Sphere. Gonna strength morph all the way to 37, almost 4k HP. They take down Lokarn, which is a little bit of an advantage here for Immortals. Is enough to push off of? Probably, because it's just a tier 2, and now Sammy Boy shackled to a tree. Not much in the way of following up, and Wind Ranger, careful there. Went for the Blink Dagger, which is, as far as enabling fights are concerned, vastly superior, but still gotta watch out for those Guardian Greaves. Oh, they found Jenkins. That's worth going in on if anyone can help. I don't think they can, though. Jenkins is gonna be taking a lot of damage, but he will slip out of there. MP, Orchids. Roy is gonna give him a little bit of cover, but man, not to a point where they can follow up. And oh, it's actually the Morphling in a precarious spot. Oh, the power shot's gonna miss. BSJ still able to freely morph back and forth there. Is gonna be just fine. And now Lokarn's back. And Lokarn is gonna defend this, and he's gonna get sniped by Roya. Don't do it, dude. Okay, Jenkins, you're allowed to do it. You're safe in doing that. I think Lokarn may have learned his lesson. He's sitting in the base taunting. Like, man, if I show myself, I'm just gonna get sniped by this Storm Spirit and gonna die. Not fun times. Speaking of getting sniped, well, that Shikuchi Wind Ranger, really, really difficult to play around. But if Heavy's gonna go for the Guardian Greaves, you hit with the Ethereal Blade, you could purge that ethereal form off. Makes you take less damage from the Adaptive Strike. And of course, just gives you more health, so kind of nice. Efficiency in the item slots. This is a game state that is pretty nice for Leviathan, actually. Immortals, they do have some mobility, quite a bit of clearing, but not to the degree of an Nature's Prophet. Oh, Lokarn, not again. Off to the top side, though. It's going to be Vale. He's going to hit with the False Promise. He should be able to survive. At the same time, Febby in a really precarious spot lands a power shot and a shackle shot, but it's not going to do enough. Vale gets full, healed to full, turns around for the roar. MP with Roya coming in, lays down the Wukong command, and that's going to be able to take down two relatively easily here. Sammy Boy still alive. Now Roya's hot as tail. No, he's not actually. It's MP who's hot as tail. Jumps in. Roya is going to be hot as tail eventually. Kind of awkward angles there, but still gets the kill. It's going to be 4 kills for Immortals at the cost of only their Wind Ranger. Dubu coming in huge with that False Promise onto Velo, and with that Roar turnaround, exactly what they need. BSJ was not able to get really into that fight. If he was going to go in, he for sure would have died. So everyone on Leviathan just going a little bit too far away from their Morphling, which means that they're going too far away from their damage source. I don't know about you guys, but I like to have damage in my team comp. It seems to be a pretty important element.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower.
Gonna be 2 towers claimed, then Eye of Scotty picked up with the Monkey. He's level 25. He's got the extra ring there. Level on Storm Spirit, he's level 25 as well. Of course, this is the only talent you ever get. I'm pretty sure this is the only talent. Like a 99% pickup rate, probably on Storm. Does some silly things. That's 2 tier 2 towers cleaned out. Roche up in 45. Leviathan may be able to defend that. It will require Jenkins kind of preliminarily, is that a word? Preliminarily, beforehand, pushing out these creep waves, just, you know, teleporting down, summoning some dudes, pushing it out, Wrath of Nature, yada yada. Just like this, actually. He's doing it right now. So you gotta do this if you're gonna try to contest that Roche. BSJ, don't go up there. Don't go up there, BSJ. He's gonna go up there. The Madman, he's gonna be just fine in doing so as well, because Sammy Boy's next to him. And Immortals, like, they're not quite ready to fight in this area just yet. They have all of their ultimates, but they're not in a great spot. Although they will jump in, initiate themselves onto that Bloodseeker. He's gonna put it to the snowball. Roy's gonna be just fine with his hops BKB. Now here comes the command ring. So much damage here, although they are gonna get a really nice death bar channel. It's not gonna have to kill off Roy because of the Guardian Grief picked up from Febby. Lokarn now gonna drop as he fails to pop the shrine. They figured it wasn't worth it. Now the Roar goes off into the Bloodseeker, jump back in from Roya. Full heal from Dubu. Makes it a 3-0 in favor of Immortals. And Jenkins is right back towards the bottom lane, doing what he can, but what he cannot do is race this incoming push from Immortals. They do have a Beastmaster with Aura. They have MP just with all the stats in the world. And if necessary, Wind Ranger can still just drop a focus fire into this tower if she really felt like it. Would rather wait for the angles, look for a shackled BSJ, shotgun in onto the Monkey King, but between the Purifying Flames and the Guardian Greaves, he's just fine. Now it's Jenkins who's in a little bit of trouble. Roya zipping right in, and this is why you pick up Storm Spirit versus Nature Prophet, because it's just so easy. It is the easiest thing in the world. Even I can do it, guys. Even I can do it. And you guys don't know how terrible my Storm Spirit is. I am a terrible judge of how far a mana pool will get me. Not much you can do about that as a Nature Prophet either, except for have BKB and hope that you don't get sheeped on the ball lightning in. So you need some luck there. Game's starting to fall apart here for Leviathan. As powerful as this Morphling is, much farm as he has, he's not able to get into a situation where he's able to use that farm. Bloodseeker picks up an S and Y, kind of a low impact item for this stage in the game because he has net worth below that of Thebes, who granted has been just farming like an absolute madman in all of these games. He's almost level 25 himself. But this is not where you want your Bloodseeker to be. This game is entirely in the hands of BSJ, and I'm not really sure if that's a possibility. It's very feasible that for Immortals, the strat for dealing with BSJ is ignore him. Kill off everyone else with Roya and Monkey King, and then just kill, or just ignore the Morphling altogether, or just kill him afterwards, and you can do it whatever you want at that point. Easy Aegis, easy cheese on the Storm and Monkey King. Thebe just on the hunt. Storm Spirit, man, is damn near topped out. Don't need no boots when you have all this mana regen. We go for a Shiva's as well to replace the boots once the Aegis time's out. And of course, I mean, I'm talking a lot about Roya because he's very clearly making a splash whenever he initiates in. Monkey King is a little bit less flashy, just as effective though. He is incredibly bulky, and he's gonna go for a Basher or Abyssal Blade. Get that onto BSJ, and you know what? Your Lincoln Sphere is not really gonna be doing all that much, nor will your BKB. Attack speed from MP, it's not all that impressive, like some agility from the Eye of Scotty and the Manta style. Probably will be enough to land a handful of bashes. Not like you need a ton of bashes either. You're gonna be doing so much damage with the Jingu. Need like 1 or 2 bashes. Thebe, bled out, Force Staff out, TP out, dead. Well, the gem is still secured on the team, but yeah, Force Staffing after Rupture, that feels pretty bad. And MP with the Snowball needs that BKB. In fact, no, he doesn't. He's gonna turn around and just beat the hell out of Nuchum. Puts up the wall, but it's not gonna do enough up against the length of the MKB. They have lost Velo, but Roy is still at full HP. Here comes the monkeys, and they're just gonna go to town. BSJ, he's gonna be able to morph back to his Morphling form and get out of there with the waveform. Big stick lands with the Witch Doctor jumping from Roya, kind of low on the mana pool, but that's exactly what the Aegis is for. In fact, he gets saved by Duba with False Promise. Heal's gonna pour in towards that Storm Spirit. Lots of damage going on to him. He does get hit with that Mute. Still with that Aegis, he's probably gonna die to this. That is his first life. BSJ has no more shotgun. Dubu, oh, they're just gonna jump right back in with Roy. Actually has another BKB to just go straight in towards Sammy Boy. Now looking at towards BSJ, who has no more defensive tools, although we know does have the self Ethereal Blade. They force the buyout onto Lokarn, and they will be able to back out Roya. Kind of banged up here, needs a little bit of time with Dubu to get back up to fit fight and shape. They still have the cheese on MP as well. Fight looking not terrible for Leviathan, but here battling up against a Storm Spirit with an Aegis, it can only go so well for you. Jenkins on the hunt for some money. 130 G's, not bad at all. Where's that gem? Gem's on the Oracle, so oh, Jenkins. That's a haste rune, but there's an Abyssal Blade. Oh, Monka S. No, we can't see him. Jenkins is fine. Just teleport out, dude. Just leave. Okay. Yeah, you get caught by that Monkey King, you are super dead, man.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
BSJ, all credit to him. Is performing at the level he needs to perform if his team is going to win. Shackled to a tree. Scary situation for the Morphling, if there was anyone else there. He's fine. Problem is, though, still this Bloodseeker is just completely irrelevant. And this Nature's Prophet, if he had like a relevant Bloodseeker, he would be able to be relevant as well, just attacking from a range. But because Bloodseeker is such a pushover, there's not much that the Nature's Prophet can hide behind. Also, the fact that he's up against Wind Ranger, Beastmaster, and Storm Spirit and Monkey King, all of whom just kind of dumpster Nature's Prophet. Matchups really preventing Jenkins from having the impact that an ordinary 22k net worth hero would have. Like any other hero with 22k net worth would be doing quite a bit better than he is doing right now. Again, not because he's playing poorly, he's doing the best he can. His hero is just so heavily counterpicked in this game. Immortals, they are gonna have to deal with this very annoying creep cutting from Jenkins. Real hard to actually catch up to him, although Roy probably can still do it if he wanted to. Zip around all over the place there. He's looking to take the first set of racks. 47 minutes in, first racks, yeah. BSJ with the Eye of Scotty now. Again, this Morphling is doing exactly what he needs to do, playing in such a way that is going to enable his team to win, but I'm not convinced that he can do it by himself. Oh, this is an Eye of Scotty here. Does anyone want to save the dog? Oh, he got it. Okay, that was close. That would have been really bad. If Immortals see that they snipe an Eye of Scotty, man, they're going in. All the lanes now pushing in towards the Radiant base. Jenkins creep cutting and split push. Not quite doing enough for him. Pings are out. Oh, that read. Maybe he's just going to go investigate. Maybe place a ward there. Maybe just let Roya get in there with the Arcane Rune. Is there a career with ward? Yeah. They know exactly where Jenkins was doing his shenanigans. Gonna try to prevent that next time. Jenkins doesn't have a gem of his own, so if he goes back up there... Oh, he's going right now! Oh, this is such a bad time to go up there, dude! Here comes Roya from like a million miles away. Boom! Dude. Just that timing. It's so unfortunate. It's like they ping it, place the ward, and as soon as that ward is placed, he starts teleporting. Oh my god, Roya. Oh, dude. He's got an Arcane Rune. Remember when this was first introduced? The Arcane Rune Kaya combo? With Regen Rune also? Dude, fun times. Oh, MP takes a lot of damage there, though. He's made with the False Promise Dubu. Will do his best to get him up to full. Looks like he should be able to do just that, despite the Ruptured Death Ward doing a little bit of damage towards MP, but definitely not enough to put a dent in him. With that extra armor especially. Here comes jumping from Roya. They snipe low. Karn Jenkins will be forced to buy back. Roya's going to be able to BKB, get himself out of there, as MP is just pushing everyone back onto the Bloodseeker specifically. I don't know if they want to go for him. He's kind of ignorable. MP now fighting BSJ. BSJ putting up a hell of a fight. Does get the kill. And is pretty well equipped to continue this fight onwards. Now going towards Vela. Roya just not doing enough damage to BSJ. Everyone else from Immortals, they have to retreat. Snowball in, and Storm Spirit will just kill himself. Bebby now on the run. The shards will miss Jenkins. Can't catch up to him because he doesn't have any true sight. But BSJ holding down the fort as Immortals going a little bit too far on the wrong heroes. Well, enabling this Morphling just right click to his heart's content. At this point, Eye of Scotty, Ethereal Blade. Yeah, he's hitting for 300 pop. You cannot afford to ignore this hero. You need to get the Monkey King on him with some backup. I don't think the Roar went onto the Morphling. If it did, maybe that'll be enough, but seems like the Monkey King needs to get, I was about to say some attack speed. I would say Moonshard's oh my god, can I English? Qualifies as attack speed. Bebby. Oh, no detection. Easiest two-man shackle of his life. And that'll just instantly snipe BSJ. No chance for a morph, as well as Jenkins, who did buy back already. And they've caught another one as well. He'll fall into 2 remnants. That's not what you want as a Bloodseeker. There's no way in hell he's getting out of this one. That's 3 kills. because Wind Ranger had an Invis rune. Morphling, how much health did he have? He had like 1600 HP. That just zipped over from the Storm Spear, kind of destroyed his health pool. Power Shot also absolutely destroying him. How much does it do? 550? It was reduced by 1 tick. So it did like 400 damage. That's kind of stupid. A lot of damage from a nuke. It is. BSJ is forced to buy back, but Immortals, they do know that buybacks are on cooldown. I think it's on cooldown. Yeah, it's on cooldown for the Bloodseeker and on the Nature's Prophet. BSJ is in this by himself, pretty much. Jumping in, immediately gets the Hex off. And they burst him down again. No, not quite. He's going to survive for a while longer into the Snowfall, but now he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down again. That's 2 minutes down, and that is going to be GG almost for sure. Lokarn gets beaten to death by monkeys. Never a good way to go. Roy will fail to kill off Nushin, but it doesn't matter because GG has already been called. Immortals will claim victory here over Leviathan. And if my math is correct, effectively knock Leviathan out of the running for TI8. It may not be correct, so I don't know. Don't take my word for it. You guys figure it out yourself because I don't